I feel the tears welling up again. I'm 17. I can't keep on crying like a baby. My name is Kathleen. I've been living in Jamore House for the past 5 years. That's a lot of my life. Now, I have to leave. How did I get here? I've lived in foster care when I was younger. It was hard, not knowing who my mum and dad were, my natural parents. It's hard to cope with, so sometimes I get very angry and violent. When I was 12, I started sleeping rough and getting into serious trouble with the police. Living on the streets is tough. My health suffered. It was decided that Jamore House, a residential centre for girls, would be the most suitable place for me. I really hated the idea. I didn't want to go. Thinking back on it, I think I caused all sorts of trouble at first, but I soon got to like the place, and the other girls. I got used to the routine. The staff were really good to me, but Molly, she's great. She was like a mother to me. I'll never forget what she did for me. She was always checking how I felt about things and bringing me little gifts, like this bracelet. God, I'm going to miss her so much. I remember coming here to Jamore House. I think it was 2002. After I had spent my first few months, I began to feel much safer, more secure, you know? And it's hard to believe, but I began to take an interest in school again. You see, I know I'm intelligent enough, and I can work hard. Anyway, I began to do very well. Besides, I really love music and maths. I always get an A in those subjects. So I began studying for my Leaving Cert in June. I'll be 18 in 3 months. I know I should be looking forward to it, but here's the problem. The rules say I'm not entitled to stay in Jamore House, because once I pass my 18th birthday, I'll no longer be considered by law to be a child or a young person. It seems like the authorities are not obliged to offer me the same protection once I overnight become an adult. I can't concentrate on studying at all. All I can think about is having to leave before I sit my Leaving Cert. It doesn't feel fair.
Everyone tried hard to help Kathleen. She herself had written to as many people as she could think of. Molly had suggested that she have one last try by writing to the office of the Ombudsman for children. And Emily's staff worked hard on Kathleen's case. They pointed out to the health authorities that while there was no obligation to continue offering a place to Kathleen, they did have the power to allow her to stay. The Ombudsman for Children raised Kathleen's rights under the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child and pointed out that removing her before she had sat the Leaving Certificate was interfering with her right to education because of the stress she was suffering. The health authorities agreed and allowed Kathleen to stay beyond her 18th birthday. They also agreed that there should be aftercare for Kathleen when she eventually left.
I was over the moon. So were all my friends and the staff. When we got the news, we had one of the best parties ever in Jamore House. Molly told me she'd always be there for me. I did really well in my Leaving Cert, and now, believe it or not, I'm studying computer science in UCC. Now, when I look in the mirror, I don't cry, and I hope that the success that Emily and her office had in solving my problem will help other young people like me